What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the beautiful Ferrari 250 GTO. This one done by Centauria Models. Now, is this one going to be worth the hassle of tracking it down? Let's take a closer look at it and find out. Let's go ahead and look at our casting. So, proportionally speaking, I'm very happy to report that everything is essentially perfect. Like, no complaints there at all. Go ahead and pop it next to the real-life car as best I can here. And you can see that, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty accurate, and I think looks really nice. So let's break the casting down here itself. Almost everything you're going to see painted red is going to be your die-cast metal, except for the roof. So the roof here, it's a little hard to tell, but in person you can see that it's not quite as glossy as the metal parts here. And then you can actually, when you dive into it, you'll see that there's a little seam right there, and then a little seam right there, and then the rest of it kind of is incorporated into the window. That is all plastic. That is, not sure why that roof piece is plastic, but it is, and that's a little bit of a bummer. But overall, it, from a distance, it's actually quite hard to tell. Anyway, though, the the base section is all plastic, and it actually doesn't really extend too far into the visible parts of the body, so that's kind of nice. But when we break the casting down, you'll see that all of our body lines are very, very nicely replicated and do look really good and really accurate. There's even like the little gas cap back here as its own little extra piece. So very, very cool. The exhaust sticks out there nice and vibrant, I guess. It really makes it easy to see. Looks quite good. I am really big fan of the way they've done this casting. So for the paint and deco, we just have this nice kind of classic Ferrari red here. Just an enamel finish there. Nothing really too much to speak of there. But I think it looks really good, and it was the perfect first choice. There's no racing decos or anything like that yet. And so far, Centauria is still kind of a one-and-done brand. They have yet to re-deco any of their castings, so hopefully they will do that in the future with this one, and who knows what possibilities we might get. Moving into our details, and that's where this one really shines. So we'll start up front here. We have plastic inserts for the headlights. This kind of rear grille section thingy has been detailed in and looks quite good. Again, this front grille here, very nicely detailed. You get the little Ferrari logo. This is actually meshed in. You get the silver outline. Another little plastic insert there. You get these little dots here that are like actually indented. I'm not sure if that was a light or an intake of some kind. Do get a Ferrari logo right there, which looks quite good. And then again, these little vents, even though they're also small, they are nicely detailed. And you can even kind of see the little pins for the hood. So that's quite nice. Coming down to the sides here, you do have accurate wheels, which I think look really, really nice. And then you get these kind of side vent things detailed in. The paint on the door handle, the trim around the windows looks good. And then this little extra vent here in the rear also detailed in nicely. Coming to the rear section, you get a license plate. You get the exhaust like we mentioned before. More plastic inserts for the taillights, which look really good. Ferrari logo right there. And like I said, gas cap incorporated. Interior is nicely detailed. It's a little hard to see it because it is fairly small, but it is there, and it is actually pretty good on the details. You even get little windshield wipers here kind of painted onto the window. So detailing wise, I am very impressed in all honesty. Moving into the roll test. Does it roll? Absolutely, it rolls, and it actually rolls very nicely, like almost mini GT levels of good. So that is a big plus in my book. When we put this one on the scale, it does come out to be 24.62 grams, so it is very much a lightweight, and that comes down to two factors. One, there's a little more plastic than I think really needs to be incorporated into this one in it, and then again, the car itself just very small because it is true 1/64th scale. Pros and cons. Biggest pro, in my opinion, is the level of detail. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, and just every kind of angle that you look at it, I think it looks really good, and it looks very accurate. And that's actually going to be my other second pro here, is the accuracy of it. Just every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, that looks a little odd. And then I bring up the real life car and I'm like, oh, the real life car looks like that too. Like, oh, I love it. I think it is fantastic. The third big pro I'm going to give it is the scaling. Like, the scaling is phenomenal. Perfect 1/64 scale as far as I can tell. And it just sits so nicely with your other premium Ferraris. When it comes to the cons, though, there is a big one that I want to mention. I'll mention the one that's not really so much of a con. It's just more of a personal gripe, and that is the plastic roof section. Really not sure why that was plastic, especially because it does create a bit of a gap on this side especially. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But the actual con, the one that I do need to talk about, is the quality control. Now, on mine, not too bad. All I have is this one tire that's a little like chewed up. Makes it look like it clipped a curb or something, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. But that does seem to be a running theme with Centauria, is there are little minor QC issues. For some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some budget-friendly brands with Ferraris, with the Hot Wheels Ferrari 365 Competizione and the Burago Ferrari 812 Competizione. And here we have it with some Ferraris from premium brands, with the Stance Hunters Ferrari F12 TDF and the Kyosho Ferrari California T. Alrighty then, so with all that out of the way, let's get our overall final analysis done for this one. The hype level. So this one's been out in Europe for at least a year now, but here in the US and other markets, we are just now really being able to get this one. And I would say the hype was everything I hoped it had been. I was actually kind of on the fence because I do have one of the older Hot Wheels releases of this, not the new casting, but the original like mainline. I was like, I kind of like that. Not really a huge fan of the older cars anyway. Do I need this? And I am so glad that I actually got it because it's so good. Value for your money. This one cost me, I think, $16 and $4 to ship it. So $20 grand total with the shipping included. And for that price, unbeatable. Like truly, absolutely phenomenal. That is, just what, $3 more than the Team Transport that just came out from Hot Wheels. And this one is going to kick that one in the pants. Community feedback has been good. Like I said, a few other people have gotten some minor QC issues with theirs, so there is things to look out for, but on the whole, everyone seems to be pretty pleased with what they are receiving. This might just be the best Ferrari 250 GTO out there in 1/64th scale, and it definitely is the best one in my opinion. That is a true 1/64th scale. It is just so good and so beautiful. I am so glad that I decided to actually pick one up. I like it so much that I've actually decided it's really the only one I need. If I never find the Hot Wheels one, like, I can live without it in all honesty. The newer Hot Wheels one, that is. Because this is just so much better. The beautiful details, the scaling being absolutely perfect, and all for about 20 bucks with the shipping included. So if you find it in a brick and mortar store, probably 15, 16 bucks. That's pretty much not able to be beaten in my opinion. And if you are lucky enough to find this one, I would pick it up instantly without hesitation. And that is going to do it for this review, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and don't forget to leave a comment telling me what your thoughts are on this absolutely beautiful Ferrari 250 GTO, and I will see you guys in the next video.